Hey guys, I am making yet another video about Cursed Child because Scorpius Malfoy has become like the light of my life and I need an entire video to talk about him. Honestly, he is the best thing that came out of Cursed Child, or best character that came out of Cursed Child. He might be like the sole reason that I am truly thankful we got Cursed Child. Guys, like the very first scene where you see him, his mom has had him bring sweets to help him make friends, and he's so eager to befriend Albus and Rose, and I just like, from that scene, knew that I was probably going to love him. I feel like there are a lot of aspects of Scorpius's story that could have like easily become like a, they easily could have taken the route of making him like a stereotypical bad boy, which is like a type of character trope that I never really like, except with like extremely like two exceptions I can think of pretty much, and it's because both of them broke the trope in certain ways, but anyway. But instead it went like a different route that I loved like so much. Just the way he just wants a friend so badly at the beginning, like that from the, like I was gone basically from that point. I love him so much. I really love that throughout Cursed Child, Scorpius's friendship with Albus is like the most important thing to him. It's what he cares about more than anything. And as someone who's talked so much about how much I love fictional friendships and how much I love when they're a focus, that was like great for me. And we could go into the topic of whether there was queer baiting in Cursed Child and all of that, which I'm going to in the future. That's going to happen. But like, I just love that Scorpius's primary priority throughout all of Cursed Child is his relationship with Albus, because pretty much like everything he does throughout Cursed Child is for Albus, because like Albus asked him to, or to like help Albus, which obviously causes conflict later on because he gets mad at Albus for not like sympathizing with him sometimes. But like, I just loved that so much. I love like so much about Scorpius is like all of the highlights of Cursed Child basically. He does have a throwaway crush that came out of nowhere at the end, but I'm choosing to ignore that part. I hate that scene, by the way, for a number of reasons. I can't remember what I've said about it in past videos. I know I've said that it made no sense to me, it's not what I saw coming, because I didn't interpret the earlier parts of the play as Scorpius having a crush on Rose. So when the last scene came and it was real that he did, like I was genuinely shocked. And I don't like somehow Scorpius was talking about like that last scene where Scorpius is talking about, I'm totally going to marry Rose even though she just turned me down, like it's totally going to happen. I didn't like that so much. Like that scene could have done without, but like Scorpius throughout the rest of the play, I love him. Naruto has always been like my top fictional character who I wanted to adopt because I feel very like motherly over him, but now Scorpius is like competing with him. I want to adopt both of them. I really like that conflict with Scorpius and Albus, where Albus is very self-centered and kind of ignores Scorpius's troubles, was dealt with. I love the fact that they show Scorpius confronting Albus about that and they show them like dealing with it, because I think that was extremely important. And I think it was great that they did that instead of letting Albus be self-absorbed throughout the entire play, and Scorpius never once bringing up that like, hey, I have problems too sometimes, can we talk about that? I definitely do have to say that Scorpius reminds me a lot of myself at like the same age. Like we meet him in Cursed Child when he's 11, and for the bulk of the play he's 14, and like honest to God, I feel like he's a lot like me when I was that age. I did not have a best friend with a famous father who wrapped me up in a time turner bit, like messing with the past and ruining the future sort of thing. But personality wise, I feel like Scorpius is very similar to how I was as a kid, so probably still cooler than me, but also probably didn't have as many family issues because his father is Draco Malfoy, but in other ways, we were very similar. I think that's why I feel so protective of him. Honestly, he was just the best part of Cursed Child. I can't even say that enough. I need to like repeat it all of the time. He is what made Cursed Child worth reading for me. Like, Scorpius just makes me so happy that I am actually really happy we got Cursed Child just because of Scorpius, even though I know I criticized like almost everything else about it. I didn't care at all about Scorpius before Cursed Child came out. Like, we knew almost nothing about him. I read a limited amount of fan fiction about like Albus and Scorpius and Rose and whatnot, and like there are obviously like common canon interpretations of them, and Cursed Child is so different from how most fan fiction characterizes Scorpius. And while I like, though there are quite a few fan fictions that I like that Scorpius plays an important role in, he was never like my favorite second generation, next generation, whatever child, and completely changed after Cursed Child because it's completely different in Cursed Child than in most fandom interpretations, and I love it. A lot of people have been saying that Cursed Child is very like fan fiction-y, but I feel like, I mean, there are things Scorpius does in Cursed Child that is very fan fiction-y, but overall, like the overall characterization of Scorpius was very much not the like stereotypical fanfiction portrayal of him, and I really liked that, mostly because I really like that portrayal over this typical fanfiction portrayal, which isn't like a knock on fanfiction writers or anything, it's just like my personal taste in characters. So I really like that. I'm gonna end this here before I go on and on about Scorpius forever, and I will see you guys later. Bye.